Jess here with Offbeat Life, bringing you our October 2020 budget. It's supposed to be fall here. I was going to say happy fall, but it's like 70 degrees here, which is super weird. It should be like 40. I'm not complaining, but it's confusing. So we'll go ahead and dive in and let you guys know how October went for us. So jumping into income, we've got our home maintenance sinking fund that's taken up residence here. We put in, we take out. We almost went all of October without using anything until we finally decided at the end of October. We've been talking about it forever. We finally pulled the trigger and bought a new kitchen table with some benches, a couple nice cushioned chairs for when I'm working from home because hard benches hurt my butt, and some end tables and a lamp, a couple cute new things. So it's been like, my gosh, over 10 years since we've gotten any sort of furniture. So now is the time. So we spent $233.26 on the table with benches and $81 on the chairs. Those were cushioned folding chairs. They're actually super cute. Really like them. So those came out nice. So anyways, we pulled that out of our sinking fund and spent that down in, that's funny, that was really close in groceries to that same amount. Anyways, for RJ's part-time merchandising gig, I had him budgeted down at $300 because hours had cut back, but now his hours are ramped way back up again. So this is going to be way higher in November. He just got paid today. But in October, he brought in $477.46, which is $177.46 over budget. For Driveline, for my merchandising, I budgeted $846, brought in $1,126.02, which was $280.02 over budget. Some of that's miles, but some of that's overtime. I had one week that I had like 60 hours, and I don't calculate overtime just so that it's over. I'd rather be extra than short. And then I put a couple hours for Driveline in RJ's name. That was about 4 hours worth, so $40. That came in at $46.18, so that was $618 over budget as well. For bookkeeping for the vet hospital, I budgeted $1,320. That was a 3-check month there, and brought in $1,324.89, so just a hair over, but I don't usually, that's not something that I do extra hours. I usually do my standard hours every week there, so anything that's over is usually a couple dollars. For my bookkeeping, my remote bookkeeping job, the company that I'm working for remotely, they are based out of state, and I figured I'd cover up the name just because they have an online presence and I don't want to, put unnecessary information out there. But I budgeted $600 for that and brought in $913.14. Was very busy this month. So that was $313.14 over budget there. And for my independent contracting bookkeeping for some co-workers and friends and whatnot for their businesses, budgeted $300. If you remember from September, one of them, I think it was the last one here, missed September, so that was paid in October, so that's why that was over here. So $100 over there. Otherwise, it'll normally be about on. In fact, they just paid me today, so they're right on for November. Anyways, all said and done, we budgeted $3,720.26 in October, brought in $4,601.95, which was $881.69 over budget. Super exciting there. So in terms of expenses, electric, we knew that ahead of time. That was $83.85. That was nice and low because that jumped up in November, and I don't know how we used that much extra electricity, so not sure what happened, but that was right on. Garbage is quarterly. That's right on. Car insurance, that was our last low payment, so that jumped up in November. I still don't know why. It was like $15 high, and then in December, it'll go back down to where it's supposed to be. I don't know. Too busy to ask questions. Gas, we budgeted $200, went over a bit because RJ had a bunch of trips. I think he had one that was several hours away, so he went through a little bit more gas than budgeted. So we were $30 over there. Groceries, it was a struggle. The fact that we only went over by $14.82, I think RJ put some binge type stuff on his business card. Very naughty. The dog did not need food in October. He will in November. Our phones were right on, as always. Cable right on, $88.63. Netflix, Hulu, and Adobe Lightroom, those are always right on. I might, the company that I'm working for got me a free subscription to Xero, so I might track his business expenses through that. going forward, which means I might transfer this back to the business account where it should be anyways. We'll see. Maybe by the new year. I don't know. That's about how long it takes us to get things done. Anyways, there was home maintenance going through as an expense, like I talked about above. Emergency, we buy a whole bunch of that, just with the whole Rona nonsense. We take our emergency, we take the Target knockoff because it's cheaper and they have raspberry. But we take that every day and we haven't gotten sick in almost a year. So we're going to stick with it. So this was 2 months worth. Yep. So 48.45. So I just rounded it up to 50. So that was $1.55 under. For clothing, I budgeted 50. That was mostly Gav's fall haul. But I did get a few things. I think I got a few shirts, a few sweaters. Was that it? I think I had to get him at least one pair of new pants because they didn't have any khakis at the thrift store. But that's why most of this comes from the thrift store. So we were $4.85 over on that. For Halloween, I budgeted $40. We were under. We only spent $29.34. I'll insert a picture here. Gav was a Venomized Iron Man for Marvel fans out there. I decided to go Marvel, but in a subtle way. I was Jessica Jones. And RJ was a Viking. Makes a good Viking. It was very, very cool. So we were $10.66 under budget there. My contribution to a Roth IRA goes out every month at $100. And miscellaneous, budgeted $50, went a little bit over, $54.35 there. I think RJ got some socks, pencils. I think that was just for school. Some water bottles. Bones for the dog. When I got the costume for Gav for Halloween, they said, spend $35 and get free shipping. I was like, well, I want the free shipping. And the dog did need some bones. He needed like dental bones. So I got a ridiculously good deal. It still doesn't make sense, but whatever. So I got him some dental bones and a game. What did we get? Tetris on the Nintendo Switch. So we were $435 over budget there. And so all said and done, we spent, so we put, instead of $1,488 on the mortgage, which would have been minimum payment $688 and an extra payment of $800, we managed to put an extra payment of $1,600, which was super exciting. I think that brings our balance down to just over $43,000. So we're making headway. So we were, aside from that good $800 over, we were about $40 over on expenses. And then the remainder to savings, $200 into the car fund, bringing that to $1,800. Emergency fund is happy at $10,000. Home maintenance, we put in $282.33, and that's just extra left over because I like making even payments to the mortgage. Brings the home maintenance fund plus our $660 in interest from our Synchrony savings, high yield savings. We all know that savings rates suck right now. So that balances at about $1,483. Some of that's actually sitting in our checking account. And our fireworks fund, because we're going to Pennsylvania to get the good fireworks this winter. Another $200 there brings it to $400. Goal is $1,000. We should get there about end of January. So our total savings is $13,683.75. Very cool. $1,600 onto the mortgage. That was very exciting. I had to pay an extra payment on our escrow account in November, so that's going to look a little bit funny, but then our payment only went up about maybe $7 instead of like $20 or something like that. So things looked pretty good. It was a phenomenal month, and we're lined up for another one in November. We've been working like crazy. So let me know how October went for you guys. How was your Halloween? How is everything going? I would love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.